What is up, guys? Your homeboy Daniel from Tiny Studio Production. And today for episode 26, we got motherfucking Luke Palace in the house.
Yep.
How you doing, brother?
I'm chilling, man. I'm hanging out,
Yeah.
hanging in there. How are you doing?
I'm good, brother. Bro, so tell us a little bit about you.
Man, had no idea that was gonna be the first thing you say. My name is Luke Palace, aka my name is, Kevin. Man, I've been rapping for a long time. I've been writing excuse me. I've been writing and rapping and recording since I was like 6th grade. I got into people like Tupac and Eminem and Jay-Z in the beginning. Don't hate on me, but I used to, and I still do. You know what? I'm big enough to talk about it. I'm a big Backstreet Boy fan, because they're so powerful with what they can do with their voice and what they create.
I think every 90s person's a Backstreet Boys fan, Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't stay into them up until 2021 is what I'm saying. They're actually really good, that if you did stay with them up until this point, you wouldn't be disappointed. They're actually very consistent. They're very driven, and they're passionate about what they do. So it's people like that really inspire me. Hip hop, not hip hop, things like that.
Bro, so how was 2020 for you?
I mean, it kind of just came about like a ton of bricks, like I had a job at a call center, and once all this shit, or I don't know if I can say shit, but
you say fuck, whatever.
Fuck, shit, bitch, balls, cock. Okay. No. Yeah. Once that shit started coming in, all the news about the pandemic and whatnot, they shut the shit down, and it was hard to find a job at first. But yeah, 2020 was pretty much working from home, trying to stay afloat, trying to.
Do you think it changed your point of view in any way, like with the music?
I mean, I don't think it changed my point of view with the music. If anything, it inspired me a little bit more. And I hate to say it like that, because the pandemic is it's a bad thing. It's not a good thing in any way, shape or form. But being stuck at home and just I guess that aspect of it, I was able to create more content. So it was kind of cool. Like, I can be working from home. Excuse me. When I finally got the job from home, I was able to be listening to my trainers or whatever and put them on mute if I had an idea for a song, and I could just be writing and, going back and forth. So sorry, Jobs, if I didn't pay attention at first, but, I got it now, so we're good.
So when did you start in the music, bro?
It was a long time ago. I remember trying to come up with titles for songs. So I used to get ideas for songs and just think of the title and then write about what the title, I guess, meant. But then, and that was around the time when I was just a kid. I was like maybe 6, 7. I was into like Selena Quintanilla because of just how free she seemed. I didn't understand Spanish, still don't. Fun fact, except for the bad words, of course. Cállate el hocico, pinche pendejo. But just people who felt real and natural and organic, and she was one, along with like people like the Backstreet Boys, or they just felt so organic. But then once I started dipping myself into hip hop, rap. Sorry, I kind of hit the mic. It just started making sense. It made more sense, as opposed to just vibing with people who felt real and organic. I was able to start crafting my own stuff. You know what I mean? Once I started listening to rap, it was just something easier yet complicated to get into, and it just felt more natural for me, expressing myself like that.
Who inspires you in the music?
Definitely. I have a lot, but I will start with the rappers, because the ones that have made the biggest impression on me are three people: Tupac, Eminem, and Pink. I know that's an odd combination, but I love all of them in general. They're just great performers. They're amazing songwriters. They have the emotion. They can pretty much do anything they want. They dictate exactly what they want their audience to feel, and the audience feels it, at least I do. And so those three people in general are very monumental to my growth as an artist, as a person even, you know what I mean? Eminem and Tupac were like father figures growing up, you know what I mean? So it was I still jam to them daily. I still, they mean a lot. And there's a lot of other people too. I love Rob Zombie, I love all kinds of stuff. Michael Jackson.
I was about to ask you, what's your favorite genre of music?
Obviously, my favorite genre is hip hop. It's rap, Eminem, Tupac. I love Nas, Jay-Z, Method Man and Redman. I love J. Cole and Kendrick, of course. Logic is amazing. Royce the 5'9" is great. Obviously, I love a lot of the acts. Not every single one of them, but a lot of the acts that Shady Records puts out. Cole, J. Cole definitely has a lot of talented people.
Do you like Lil Dicky?
Yeah. I like Lil Dicky. I remember when that Professional Rapper song came out, and that was dope, man. Especially that video. He's crazy. I know you little ass wanted some head. That lady in the room.
Bro, so you being an Eminem fan, bro, like, what was your take on the whole thing with MGK? How they diss each other, and then like he went like fucking whole 180 and just started doing some 2000s pop rock nostalgia.
I mean, that's funny that you bring that up, because I think about it a lot, but I mean, not that much. Like, it doesn't, obviously it doesn't take over my day and shit, but I mean, when that happened, like, I heard the Kamikaze album, I heard that Not Alike track, and man, Eminem fucking murdered him with that, that Not Alike track. And then when he came back with Rap Devil, I was like, this motherfucker, man. But then I heard it, and then I was like, wow, okay, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they were like kind of petty disses. I mean, he claims to have the better, like, I was stating facts. Eminem was saying facts too. You can't just shut the fuck up. But he did have the balls to do it, and he sounded very aggressive. And I really, especially because that MGK is an Eminem fan himself.
Yeah.
So, like, it takes balls, it takes courage, and he just didn't want to be punked out, and I get it, you know what I mean? Even for someone, I mean, he loves Eminem, you know what I mean? And he had to go against him. I respect that. And Rap Devil, I gotta listen to Not Alike, where Eminem dissed MGK first. Then I gotta listen to Rap Devil, feel that, and then I gotta end it with fucking Kill Shot. Every time. I definitely listened to Rap Devil, but I gotta listen to it in the order that it came. You know what I mean? Because he couldn't respond to Kill Shot.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But
so
yeah, it's cool. I respect him though. He did his thing.
Besides music, bro, do you have other hobbies that you're passionate about?
Yeah, man. I'm besides the music, I love horror movies. I love filmmaking in general, but my forte is really like horror movies and like drama. You know what I mean? Like,
so I noticed that your favorite horror character is Mike.
Yeah.
Why? There's so many other characters. Why him?
Michael Myers, man. He I remember being a kid, and it's cool because like I'll talk about this like with my girl. We've been together so long, 10 years, you know what I mean? I probably repeat this story, but it's because I love Michael Myers so much that it's very nostalgic for me. It feels very organic, and I get very excited to tell this story. When I was a kid, man, Michael Myers scared the shit out of me. Like, it was so simple, but I remember watching it on VHS. It had the little gritty quality to it, you know what I mean? and just, man, I had nightmares like more than Freddy Krueger, more than Jason. I think if there was anybody that might have matched that level of fear, like being stuck in my head when I'm trying to sleep, it was Michael Myers and then Leatherface and Reagan from The Exorcist. So, because those were the ones that scared the shit out of me the most, sweating, staying up, looking at the whole room and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it stuck with me, and now those are my favorite movies of all time. And honestly, Michael Myers, it's his realness. He's a human being. He just doesn't die. He doesn't like Jason. Like, Jason dies and comes back from the dead and he's a zombie and shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Freddy Krueger is some kind of dream demon. No, Michael Myers is a human and he's just fucked up. He's all kinds of fucked up. You know what I mean? And I dig that. Maybe I can relate to it in a small way. But
he's like the Batman of
yeah,
of horror.
Yeah, and you know that's funny because it goes hand in. I mean, Batman is my favorite superhero too, man. I guess the realisticness of it is what attracts me.
Speaking of other stuff that you're passionate about, bro, when I met you, you showed me your film, bro. Like you made a fucking movie, bro, and like that's fucking amazing, bro. Like,
I mean, well, thank you. By the way, I mean it was really. It was nothing, but it was something. I met some people. They liked some of the older work I did, and they were passionate about making movies and horror movies in general, just like me. I actually met them at a screening of an old horror movie by the name of Silent Night, Deadly Night, and it was around Christmas. It's like a horror Christmas movie. And it was just us in the theater. I was on the top. They were on the bottom. They were talking shit to the movie and talking like, hey, we should make a movie like this. And I was like, hey, they like movies too. I can hear that. So I met them after and we vibed and they ended up seeing some of my projects and they sponsored me a camera. They did, and they were like, hey, man, do what you want. Make a project for us. And I was like, all right, cool.
From that experience, bro, would you be down to make another one or no?
Yeah, man, I would. The only thing is, I mean, they didn't want me to make it too violent. And it wasn't even them. It was like other people they were in cahoots with. I had like my cat killed a squirrel, for instance, and put it in my front doorstep. And then I was like, hey, we can use this for the movie. We can use this. And I was like, hey, man, look, I respect dead bodies and shit. You know what I mean? But I was like, hey, sorry God, but no one's gonna miss a squirrel. So I mean obviously, like, I love squirrels, right? They're the bomb, but I used it. I put more blood over it and I made it seem like it got in the killer's way and he killed it. Yeah. So it was just like a perfect, and they were like, oh, I don't know if I could, that's too much, man. I was like, hey, what are you talking about, dude? It was already dead. You know what I mean? So I don't know about like just being connected with everybody, because some people like to take control of everything you do. And I'm not into that, so I'm down to make another movie, but I need to be on my own thing, you know what I mean? But,
bro, so let's talk about some local stuff. What's your favorite local restaurant?
My favorite local restaurant, damn. You know what? I'm gonna have to roll with Pato, man. El Pato.
Nice.
That's my shit. And that's because I never get plates. I get a bacon and egg taco and a carne guisado with rice taco, and I smother both of those motherfuckers with hot sauce, the red hot sauce. I drench it in that to where it's like falling apart and like all soggy and shit, and yeah, that's the bomb right there. So
nice. What about when it comes to alcohol, bro? Favorite beer, wine, and liquor?
Okay, wine, anything with a lot of alcohol in it, I guess. The cheapest with the highest amount of alcohol in it. I guess with liquor, I'll go with I guess anything, man. I'm down for anything that gets the job done, to be honest with you. And I usually like to go cheap, but I did try Hennessy recently. My girl bought it for me because she knows I had been wanting it, and she got me some, and man, that shit was the bomb.
Damn.
Yeah, that was dope. But again, I can't really choose. Whatever gets the job done.
And beer?
Beer, Bud Light Platinum. I'll go with that. That's the shit right there. Bud Light Platinum. There nice. You go.
Bro, what about concerts? What's your favorite concert that you've gone to?
Well, I know the first concert I ever went to when I was a kid. It was a Backstreet Boy concert. I was like in first grade. It was a bunch of us. We were like, oh, the Backstreet Boys,
Nice.
San Antonio. You know what I mean? It was dope. It was cool. I remember that. Keep in mind, I'm like gonna be 28 in May, or I'm 27 right now. So I mean, I remember it very vividly. I even got lost because I thought the Backstreet Boys were coming out, and I was like, oh, I ran away from my party, and then I was like lost for a moment. So that was pretty dope. But I think my favorite concert, excuse me, would have to be 2005, the Anger Management Tour 3. Eminem, 50 Cent, G Unit, D12, Lil Jon,
Wow.
East Side Boys, and I saw them all up close. It was amazing. I was in tears. I was so happy. That was around the time I made my first demo too, so it was like, you know, like I was it was a very huge moment for me to you know, go to a concert of that magnitude.
It feels like you're in a movie, right, or something like that. Like, I remember. I've been to a few concerts, and the one that I was like, "Holy shit! I can't believe I'm here." Is Metallica. Saw them in Houston. I was like, "Wow, dude! Like, I actually got to see Metallica." You know, like.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Besides that, I mean, I just want to throw out there, I've gone to a few Rob Zombie concerts, man, and I'm a Rob Zombie fanatic. Excuse me. I went one time by myself in Houston. He jumped in the crowd. I got to touch him. It was great. Not touch him, right? That. But I like touched his shoulder when I was like, oh shit, I touched Rob Zombie's shoulder. You know what I mean? I was all like, and then a few years later, like maybe 2 years later, he did a movie called The Lords of Salem. The movie is amazing. If you haven't checked it out. He did a book about it too, like the novel of it was made, and I bought it. And then he did in Corpus Christi, he did a book signing, which he was also going to be performing later with Korn. So I went to the book signing. My girl and we went to the book signing. It was for the Lords of Salem book, but since I'm a Michael Myers loving fanatic, and he did the first two Rob Zombie, you know, the Halloween remakes, I went with my Michael Myers costume from his movie, and I was asking him to sign my book. And I made a couple of movies for him, horror movies, little short films that I made, and I gave it to him, and he was like, what the hell is this? I was like, oh, I make movies. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And I was like, oh yeah. You know, I was all excited. It was the shit.
Didn't he direct the movie? He's directed a few movies now, or like the Devil's Reject. Was that his?
Yeah. So it's the House of a Thousand Corpses, and then the Devil's Rejects, which are part 1 and 2. And then after that, he did Halloween, the remake, part 1. Then he did Halloween part 2, and then he did The Lords of Salem, and then he did 31, and then he did 3 from Hell, which is a follow-up to The Devil's Rejects and The House of a Thousand Corpses. Anyway,
did on the last Devil's Reject, the actor that passed away, did he come out in that one or no?
Yeah, he did. He was actually supposed to be like a huge part of it, but like his health issues were just really bad, so he had to Rob Zombie had to like on the spot like rewrite the whole script and add another character, and then find a way to kill off that character. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks.
That was a big character, bro. Like,
I'm sure it was a hard spot for Rob Zombie to be in because he's such an iconic character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, he had to do it because of what was going on in real life. So I get it, and it's still a good movie. 3 from Hell. Check it out, y'all. It's
so
really good.
Back to the music, bro. Have you ever considered releasing Spanish music or any other genre?
Cállate el hocico, pendejo. Vete la verga. And I don't know. You know what? I don't know, man. That's pretty much all I know is shit like that. I'm down to do. I think Spanish sounds great, like in love songs. So I wouldn't mind help coach some Spanish love songs. You know what I mean? Like maybe people help me with getting the words, but then I'm helping put the words together in a way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Ghostwrite for some Spanish, you know, some Spanish singers or whatever. I mean, I'm down. I mean, that's it's my background anyways. Even if I didn't come up knowing too much Spanish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's shit. That's
What was your favorite Eminem album?
Well, that's a big leap from Spanish to Eminem.
Yeah, no. I like to throw them randomly.
No, it's straight. My favorite Eminem album, man. I'm gonna roll with the Eminem Show, because that was like a huge point in my life that was, I mean, man, I was going through so much shit, and that shit just helped me. Like, that shit and the old school Tupac shit. Like, my two favorite albums of all time are like the Eminem Show and Me Against the World by Tupac. Those albums have helped me through so many tumultuous, hard, crazy times, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, if we're talking Eminem, I would go with the Eminem Show. But I mean, they're all great. Yeah. So yeah, they're all great though. But yeah, the Eminem Show, it hits home. So yeah.
But from your, like, I know, like, you write so much, bro. I don't think anyone tops you when it comes to writing, and you've written so many songs. But what has been your favorite song you've written to?
Favorite song that I've written to? I mean, I got a lot. And you know what? Maybe you just kind of thought this question up because you know what my answer is going to be. But there's a song that you helped me do back in 2019 called Fuck 'Em All. That actually is definitely one of my favorite songs that I've ever put together. Just because it comes from a real place, but it sounds like shit talking, but it's actually very real. It's actually like it comes from, and you know.
And that song needs justice, bro, because I think both of us bitch about how like that other song came out and it was kind of like the similar style. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the Old Town Road, right? I remember we did Fuck 'Em All, and it had that western kind of country rap thing, but I was just like, you know, I was being lyrical on it, and then a couple of, you know, days later, maybe like a week later, that Old Town Road song comes out. I was like, bitch, I was trying to do the country song first and rap. Fuck you. Yeah. You know, Hoats Malotes. Nah, I'm just kidding. Not Hoats Malotes. But if nobody gets that, because, you know, Rick says totes malotes, like totally. Yeah. Totes malotes. So when I see something gay, I'm like, Hoats Malotes. Chinga. But I'm just kidding, you know. I'm cool with everything.
Yeah. So. Bro, so what's your favorite instrument in a beat?
My favorite instrument in a beat, to be honest, I love the bass drum. I love the heavy bass because, or you know what? No, the snare. I'm gonna roll with the snare because the snare, I feel, is like it's the biggest time check for you. You know what I mean? Wherever the snare hits, you have to be working around it or with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, just thinking off the top, I think really the snare, and if the snare is dirty and low, it has a different vibe. If it's kind of sharp and, you know, it's a little cleaner, it has a different sound, and it kind of turns the whole song around. So you know what? I'm gonna roll with the snare.
So when it comes to songwriting, what motivates you?
Man, I mean, anything real, man. Because even when I like in a song I did recently, there's a part where I say, like, I'm telling a lady, I'm like, hey, you know, forget your boyfriend, come with me and help, and then help me to attempt to molest these pretty young things at the local elementary. And then a voice comes out and says, what? And I say, I mean these teachers that test me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the line before that was, man, I've been binge watching a lot of like Chris Hansen stuff and like How to Catch a Predator. So I know how fucked up it is to be like a child predator and shit. So that sounds cool. Like you, like almost like you're making people think you're that fucked up, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm not talking about the kids. You say the word elementary. I'm not talking about kids. I'm talking about the teachers that give the A's and the B's, and then I proceed to say they have the best B's, that I've ever seen. But B's meaning like the test grades, and then plus the test, the breast. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I had some crushes on some of my teachers growing up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had maybe one or two of those. Yeah. But I'm 10 years happily married, and I don't want to get murdered. So
yeah,
we don't have to bring any of that up.
No, I know. No, I'm just saying about me.
Okay, cool.
Bro, so who have you collab with locally?
Locally, I mean, I've done a few collabs. I think one a good one that I've done, and I'm just picking off the top. I did one with Quez Black. It was called "Baby Don't Cry." I mean, he had another name for it, but
it's a better song.
Yeah, I really love that song too. It's really dope, man. It has a strong message. He totally murders those vocals in the hook.
Yeah.
And I kind of took, I had a bad stepfather growing up, so I saw a lot of shit between him and my mom that I was able to take and put in the song, and like make it seem like it was just one relationship, but I took pieces of my mom's old relationship growing up and the relationships that I've seen her go through, along with things in my own relationship right now, along with things that I've seen in friends' relationships. I just took all those things and put them in one mixing pot, and
I think that was one of the songs that I really liked about you, because when we were working on your mixtape, I felt like there was a lot of the horror fan within you. There was a lot of darkness, and you did write a few songs, like of your friends. But that song, when I heard it, I'm like, damn, dude, like you could tell like you've been doing your homework, like you've evolved. You know what I mean? And that's a good song, man.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, no, that song means a lot. I mean, again, shout out to homie Quez Black for lending his vocals for the hook. And he helped me record it, so that's really dope. But again, the song itself, it's just, we all know that someone or multiple people who are going through bad relationships, bad situations in terms of relationships and love, and so that's where it came from. I mean, I kind of grew up with stuff like that happening, so it was very easy to get into the beat and into his chorus, and I think it was something really special that we put together. Even if it doesn't get shared as much as it should, maybe sometime in the future, that song will be a little more appreciated. So,
bro, so who would you want to collab with locally?
Man, I know there's actually a lot of people, a lot of good, talented people that I would love to collaborate with. As far as, I mean, I think I go way back, so I think that I've been doing this for a while and shit. But you know what? I mean, I'll collab with anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for no money. I just want to make good hip hop songs. I want to make good RGV 956, whatever y'all want to call it. I want to make good songs where people are connecting, and then when the rest of the people hear it, you can feel it, like, hey man, these guys are getting together because they want to create something special. They want to put talent within the valley together so the rest of the valley can acknowledge that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's my biggest thing. I mean, I can't really say, to go back to your question, I can't really say exactly who I want to collab with. There's so many people. Like I said, I've collabed with Quez Black. I've collabed with homie Rolls. Shout out to Rolls. Yeah, my dog. He asked me to do a track, and man, we had so much chemistry. It was unbelievable. I wanted to share the song, and he's like, nah, it's for my album. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But shout out to that. That's dope. I get that. I'm just really excited because we had good chemistry, But I'm pretty sure, I mean, to be honest, Matt M, I'm down to, one day Cause man, I love that vibe you got. You got that J. Cole vibe, man. Cole is that's my shit. So I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
And I mean, anybody else who wants to make some real shit, I'm down. I'm chilling. We're doing our thing.
Bro, so you've
You know.
performed in different locations. What has been your favorite location that you performed in?
Man, it's kind of hard to say. I've done so many over the years, starting in high school and then coming out. To be honest, I don't think that I've reached that yet. To be honest with you, everything so far just feels pretty much like all right, there's more to come. Like, hey, you can do this now, but don't worry, there's a bigger performance coming. Don't worry, you know what I mean? Like, every performance at this point has been my favorite because it's all practice. But I'm down to perform for those people who really appreciate hip hop and who really appreciate lyrics and perform, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So
what has been the biggest challenge in music for you?
I guess, to be honest with you, trying to relate, because I know not a lot of people go through the same things. However, I know a lot of mutual emotions that we all feel as humans are things like, emotion, loneliness, being angry, things like that. Yeah.
What is your favorite topic to songwrite about? Or like to write about?
I mean, anything, man. I really like getting personal. I like kind of conjuring up that person I was when something crazy was going down. You know what I mean? Like, when you're crazy and shit, you can't just like compose yourself and write stuff. No, you gotta like go through it, and then a couple days later you remember about that, and then you reflect, and you know what I mean? That's kind of my favorite time to write, is when I'm reflecting, type of.
So do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to shit, man. Shout out to Tiny Studio Productions. Shout out to my boy Andy Espinosa, aka Common Sense. That's my dog, man. From the kennel. He we did music back in the day. I used to do music in high school, and he did music, but he was kind of like reluctant to talk to me about it, and he thought that I thought I was the shit and that whatever, and he kind of didn't like me at first, but we ended up becoming dogs, man, and he saw that I was not like that, and that I'm very humble, and we're both very humble, and that's my boy, man. Common Sense, aka Andy. That's my dog. Shout out, homie. You still kill it in the rap game. You better be recording your shit and writing. I'm gonna be checking in, cause I know how it is when you got kids and when life takes you away from that. So do your thing, man. Keep your head up. Everyone else, shout out to Elda Loya. Shit, my girl for 10 years. Again, Tiny Studio Productions. Thanks,
brother.
Just things like that.
Man, bro, I want to note it out there, man. It took me about 2 years to get a hold of you, and I really enjoyed the experience of those 25 songs we did on that mixtape. Like,
yeah,
I was a big fucking fan of you, bro. Like, I remember walking into Applebee's, having some drinks with my friends, and here comes this guy, like, fucking singing Superman by Eminem. I'm like, what the fuck is Eminem here? Like, and then, like, by the time like, you left the building, and I'm like, fuck, like, and like, it's weird how everything, like, the timing was there, like, you got to meet one of your relatives, and they hooked it up with the number, and we made a good fucking mixtape, bro, and I'm looking forward to making something original with you, like, I mean, today we did 2 of them without even trying, bro. We did it, like, in half an hour. I think we did 2 fucking songs. Like,
Yeah.
because our chemistry's already it's already there. We already created that through the mixtapes, you know. And I'm really looking forward to including you in everything that I do, even though sometimes we may be doing our own thing. We won't fuck with each other for a while, but just want you to know, you know, that regardless, you're part of all this, bro, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. I really appreciate that. Cause I mean, nothing means more to me than creating art. You know what I mean? Like, cause I will say like than making music, but there's so much more than making music that I want to do. You know, I mean that's my main thing. But like, man, I want to make horror movies. I want to. You know, I would love to do a podcast one day talking about stuff that I love. You know what I mean? And have people tuning in. I mean, I want my homeboys to get their stuff going. You know, like there's so much that I want, man. And we're not gonna get to our goals if we're hypocrites and trying to control everybody. And if we're, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah.
Let's be open-minded. Let's be cool with each other. Let's respect let's respect each other's opinions and whatnot and see where that takes us. You know what I mean? I mean,
Speaking of goals, bro, what's your goals like for 2021?
For 2021, man. Definitely I want more music under my belt. I definitely I'm trying to get into studying marine biology. I've been out of high school for a while. I've worked and whatever, and I'm trying to get back into school. And you know, I know how to record and I know how to do all that stuff. So if that doesn't work out, I mean, maybe I can have a degree. And because I love marine life, I love swimming and sharks, and you know what I mean. Since I was a kid, actually one of my other favorite movies is Jaws. Since I was a kid, that's, you know, and that kind of prompted me to want to study the ocean too. So I have all kinds of loves, you know what I mean? Like, if I can't make music, I'll make music on the side just for fun, and I'll be swimming with the sharks or something. Nice. You know what I mean? Hopefully one day.
Any advice to anyone that's starting in the music?
I mean, just be yourself, man, and don't get sucked into other people's visions, you know. Do your thing. Don't get sucked into other people's visions. If you feel like other people aren't letting you be you, fuck that. Do your thing, man. Prosper, fly, be open-minded. Be open-minded. There's nothing wrong with being open-minded to all kinds of things, you know. And just be yourself, man. I mean, I've been doing this for so long, and I've really kind of gotten nowhere, but I'm happy that I've at least been able to keep my own sanity, knowing that, you know, I'm not giving in to anybody. I'm doing my thing, man, and I'm recording music, and
you're a free bird.
Yeah, in a way. And whoever can't respect that, you know, fuck off. You know, if we're cool and you respect my shit, I respect your shit, and it is what it is. And that's all I gotta say about that. Is that's the kind of mentality you have to have. So.
And the final question, bro, where can people reach you if they want to hear your music, or they would want to collab with you, or work with you?
I mean, I'm kind of bad at promoting myself, man. Again, I've been doing this for so long that I should have already, like, I should have, like, a stable, you know, I guess you could say platform for you to check out my shit. But I'm kind of everywhere, man. And I'm kind of, like, I'm not very tech savvy. But then when I learn things, I get into it and whatnot. But, I mean, I have my Facebook. I have my SoundCloud.
What's your SoundCloud?
Shit, to be honest with you, man, I don't even know. I might have to send you that in a comment later.
I can put it on the link below.
Yeah.
Links.
Yeah, because again, man, I just make music, man. Like, again, sometimes I don't even pay attention to the time. I just, like, I have ideas and I jump into it. 2 days pass and I'm like, oh shit, that's like, I already have 2 songs and I was just working on 1 song the other day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I get kind of sucked into that. But again, it's, you know, props to anybody out there who's doing their thing. Everybody fucking rep your shit, you know, and do your thing, man. That's all I can say.
Well, keep at it, brother. I mean, you're doing amazing, man, and I'm looking forward on, like I said, working with you and everything. I appreciate you coming in today. Throughout the whole experience, bro, I've had a few friends that are big fans of you. One of them is Fred Silva.
Yeah.
So we're gonna link you up with a photo shoot with him. But yeah, bro, keep doing everything, man, and we're gonna keep creating this content, and hopefully one day turn it into a career. And if not, we could be outside homeless, and as long as we have an instrument or, you know, a phone to jam out to something, we're gonna make music, you know, like,
Yeah.
it's in our blood, it's in our hearts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on here, man. And I will just throw this last statement out here. Anybody, man, I don't charge for anything. I can record some stuff. Might not be as extravagant as other people, but I can record some shit. I can rap some shit. If you're down to do a song for the group of people in the 956 without necessarily screaming out 956, I mean, let's do our thing, man. Let's do our thing. I love where I'm from, and I know y'all do too. So let's do it, man. I'm down to make some good hip hop music. I'm down to put some lyrics together. I'm down to just
Make some movie films and stuff like that too.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I got some movies in the works. I got some scripts that I'm working on. So I mean, again, it all comes down to everyone's time frame and everyone's schedule and whatnot. But we'll be in contact, man. If anybody's interested, hit me up. My name is Luke Palace. Tiny Studio Production. You know how it is, y'all.
Yeah, guys. Like I said, every artist has multiple talents, and the time that I've met Luke, great writer. He could be a ghostwriter. Great in directing. If you guys are shooting music videos, I know this guy's got the eye for it. He made a fucking movie. And you know, like, he can also, like you said, he can do scripts. He could collab, you know, on the music. And I've heard his production, and it's pretty good. Like, the vocals, like, to me, they're good enough to even post them out there, you know, and distribute them. So just, yeah, guys, follow him. And I appreciate everybody, you know, like, giving me the opportunity to podcast, you know, and let's just keep growing this network. And guys, this concludes your 26th episode with Luke Palace. Music, peace and love.